The Lockheed P-38 Lightning was the most successful U.S. fighter aircraft in the Pacific Theater, shooting down more Japanese planes than any other U.S. fighter. The P-38 excelled in the Pacific Theater with its tremendous range and twin-engine arrangement. This unique aircraft was designed and built by Lockheed and proved to be an important asset during World War II. Today, we will discuss the development of the Lightning, its variations, and its admirable service record. In February 1937, the United States Army Air Corps issued a specification for a new fighter, the Circular Proposal X-608. It sought a twin-engine, high-altitude interceptor possessing an array of unprecedented performance features. The requirements specified a maximum airspeed of at least 360 miles per hour at altitude, a range exceeding 1,000 miles, and the capability to ascend to 20,000 feet within 6 minutes. To meet this ambitious specification, the Lockheed team, led by Chief Hall Hibbard and his assistant Clarence Johnson, conceptualized a design that would be like nothing seen before. Their solution was a unique twin-engine, twin-boom configuration. This design deviated significantly from the standard monoplane configuration and offered distinct advantages, providing increased stability and control, and room for armament in the central nacelle. This design also solved the problem of coordinating a heavy armaments gunfire through a spinning propeller, a common problem for fighters of the era. The P-38 was the first American fighter to incorporate tricycle landing gear, which improved ground handling characteristics and facilitated better forward visibility on the ground. The aircraft also utilized a bubble canopy, which provided the pilot with an unobstructed view, a novel feature at the time. For power, the design team chose the Allison V1710, known for its reliability and power-to-weight ratio. The early models were fitted with a pair of these engines, each delivering approximately 1,000 horsepower. To enable high-altitude operation, turbo superchargers were included. The prototype, designated XP-38, first flew on January 27, 1939. While the initial flight was successful, the aircraft crashed during an attempt to set a coast-to-coast speed record. Despite this setback, the United States Army Air Corps was impressed enough to order 13 YP-38s for further evaluation. Testing and modifications ensued, including combat evaluations in the United Kingdom, resulting in significant enhancements in maneuverability, rate of climb, and dive performance. However, the P-38's sophisticated systems and powerful engines posed a challenge for early pilots and maintenance crews, necessitating extensive training and adjustment. The armament of the P-38 was big. The Lightning's primary armament consisted of 4 50 caliber machine guns and 2 20mm cannons mounted centrally in the nose. This concentration of firepower was a departure from wing-mounted weaponry and allowed the P-38 an unprecedented accuracy and effectiveness. The P-38 also showcased an impressive suite of capabilities. It was a high-altitude interceptor, an effective ground attack aircraft, a long-range escort fighter, and a reconnaissance platform. With a top speed of over 400 miles an hour, a service ceiling of 44,000 feet, the P-38 had an edge in many aerial engagements. The P-38D was the first production model to see extensive service. Changes included self-sealing fuel tanks and armor around the cockpit and engines. Lockheed continued to refine and upgrade the design throughout the war, with models E through M, each with incremental improvements in engine performance, armament, avionics, and handling characteristics. The P-38J, introduced in 1943, was one of the most significant variants. boasting improved turbo superchargers for enhanced high-altitude performance and larger radiators to solve overheating problems. The J model was succeeded by the P-38L, the most produced variant. It introduced power-boosted ailerons to reduce control forces and increased rocket carrying capabilities. There were also a few photo reconnaissance variants, the F4 and the F5, which removed all armament to house cameras. These versions served across all theaters of the war, delivering critical intelligence to Allied forces. In the Pacific Theater, the P-38's long-range capabilities made it an invaluable asset. Perhaps the most famous mission involving the P-38 was Operation Vengeance on April 18, 1943. A group of P-38s were tasked with the daring mission to intercept and shoot down Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto's aircraft, the mastermind behind the Pearl Harbor attack. Using decrypted Japanese communications, U.S. intelligence pinpointed Yamamoto's exact flight path. P-38s, with their long range, were the only fighters capable of executing this mission. After a long, low-altitude flight to avoid radar detection, the P-38s intercepted and shot down Yamamoto's aircraft, killing him and dealing a significant blow to Japanese morale. P-38s served not only as interceptors, but as effective ground attack aircraft, using their concentrated nose-mounted firepower to great effect. One pilot, Major Richard Bong, became America's highest-scoring ace during World War II, with all 40 of his victories coming while flying P-38s in the Pacific Theater. In the European theater, P-38s began operations in mid-1942. The P-38 was primarily used as a bomber escort and ground attack aircraft. While initial operations saw mixed success due to the P-38 supercharger's inadequate performance, these issues were mitigated with the arrival of the P-38J. With its enhanced high-altitude performance, the J model was better equipped for European operations, allowing it to protect bombers from enemy fighters effectively. The P-38 also played a critical role in Operation Overlord. P-38s provided aerial support, attacking ground targets to soften German defenses. They also provided critical intelligence prior to the landings. They also played a significant part in Operation Market Garden, where they attacked German ground forces and transport lines. In the Mediterranean theater, P-38s were used extensively in the ground attack role, particularly in the North African campaign and the invasion of Sicily. The P-38 was a common sight in the skies over Italy, where it attacked German fortifications and supply lines. Well, that just about wraps up the remarkable P-38. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon to be informed when I upload a new video. Anyway, take it easy.